You know what I think we should do one day?
What?
I've always wanted people to call in and be like, so I've been dating this girl for 3 years and she won't go down on me. What should I do? Or like, so my mother-in-law is driving me up a wall. Do I murder her or do we go to therapy? Like obviously the answer is never murder someone, but I just, liability.
Ring cameras everywhere. Like there's no getting away with anything anymore. And if you have a sibling that's ever like, oh, they were so curious about their heritage, so they did their 23andMe or whatever. Like, you're findable now. Everyone's findable. Everyone's findable.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I keep thinking of, because in the morning I do my meditations, and I'll listen to guided meditations on YouTube. And before you press play, there's always an ad, and the ad that I keep getting, only you will appreciate, because. So for those of you who don't know, Natalie will come on a big buying trip with me every year. I've trained her tight and right, and she's so good now. Every time we get into our Airbnb, you like to remind me that you're certain we're being recorded. At every Airbnb we have stayed in, which have been many at this point, every time you're like, where's the camera? That could be a camera. That's definitely a camera. I'm like, who cares? We're not having an orgy in here. I'm not having an orgy anywhere, but specifically not in this Airbnb in Tucson with you. No offense.
No, but there is cameras everywhere. And I know that just from like my friends that have Airbnbs, like even if they don't have them like sitting in their living room staring straight at you on the couch, like they're so close in vicinity to other things like all around the outdoors, and it picks up everything. So they're listening to everything you're saying. If you've got an Alexa, and you've got the Ring and the Alexa and whatever, they can just say like, what questions did the guests ask you? Like they can just go back and see everything. And so, and if you have it, I'd probably do it too. People are crazy. I don't want a bunch of assholes.
But they've already stayed there. So what are you going to do? Leave a bad review for them?
Well,
say, hi, this person asked my Alexa how to build a bomb.
Is there a DIY Rohypnol? Like, these were the questions I was asking it just so,
just so they knew.
They'd flag.
Well, the good news for you is I've discovered there's some sort of software, some plug-in that you put on your phone that when you go around an Airbnb, it will tell you where the cameras are.
Oh.
So spoiler alert on what you're getting for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, no, I only go to Airbnbs with you. So.
Great. Then it's a business expense. Yeah, I'll just buy it for but by the way, I don't care. That's the rub. Like, I don't give a shit. By the way, you're recording me. You're welcome.
I just want to know who owns the house. Like, if they're fun, fine. If they're like weird, no.
We've only gotten catfished once with Airbnb. It was that one time where neither one of us would take our shoes off, and we had to set up your bedroom in the living room.
That's how I noticed the camera, because there was a big vent on the ceiling.
Did you know for sure it was a camera?
Yes, I mean it was a blinking red light inside a vent up on a ceiling. Yeah.
I'm too trusting.
No, the only reason that I think, well, fine, I hope you got what you were looking for, because we also left the heater on like 200 degrees all day, all night, so we would never have to come into a cold house.
Well, the heater wouldn't really work. So what we did is we took the oven and turned it on to like broil and just left the door open, and it got nice and warm in there. It was freezing. It was so cold.
No, it totally was. But the way that we used that man's fucking heater, he definitely got a surprise bill. Like there's no way around it. We were there for a week at that time.
No, we were there for longer. I was doing all my Instagram stories, and because we were there for so long, people were DMing me being like, oh my God, you moved to Arizona? I live here. We should meet up. And I'm like, no, did you not get the sarcasm in that?
I always hear people being like, everyone's moving out of California.
Honestly, when I hear that, my first response is great.
That's
I'll
exactly
finally be able to afford a house with a backyard.
Yeah.
If they even exist.
And then there's no one on the 405. That would be great. Like, please go. We're not like counting on you for anything.
I have not seen one dip in traffic, one more dip in the real estate industry.
It's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. So.
Honestly, I don't know who's moving out. I know that's a lie. I know one person who moved out. Guess what happened?
What?
They moved back. Okay, so there's that. Okay, wait, can I just tell you, I know I talk about this all the time, and it might just have to become a segment.
We're looking for segments.
Perfect. Helplines and me. That's the loose segment right now. I've become such a ninja for helplines that there's like a lot of helplines now that I know what secret code to press to get to a human person. I also know immediately when I get someone on the line, if they can't help me. Now I'm helping myself on the helpline. Like I was on the phone with Progressive after work because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I am talking to the nicest woman. We were like best friends, laughing, having such a great time. But I knew, because I'm a Jedi ninja master at helplines now, that, oh God, as nice and smart and thorough as this person is, she can't help me. And I literally said to her, if I may, Chantel, I don't think you can help me here. She's like, you know what? I think you're right. And I'm like, awesome. So you know what? You have a great day, Chantel. I'm going to call them tomorrow. She's like, thanks for your help. I'm like, you're welcome.
You're like, if you could stay on the line, there will be a survey. It only takes 17 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. She was the loveliest person. I wanted to stay. If I didn't have to be here, I would have stayed on the phone just shooting the shit with her. She was great. But that's how good I've gotten at helplines now. Oh, hi, Minnie. I love you.
Minnie's an essay. She always is like,
what's up?
Yeah.
Minnie, be a fucking cuddler.
No, she just likes to nod and be like, you're here, I'm here. It's all happening.
Sometimes she'll
Don't
get
touch
close.
me.
This is true. My other experience in the last week has been at an airport. At LAX, it is so hard to figure out the rideshare stuff.
That's
Burbank.
why LAX is dead to me. If I can avoid it at all, because of exactly that.
Yes.
When we flew in from Florida, we had to get an Uber and realized that was already the shittiest flight ever. And then to have to wait in line for the bus to go to a place and then wait in line again behind all the people that were in the bus, not really realizing like we should have sat in the very fucking front of the bus and like rushed out.
Yes.
And it adds another hour to you getting home when all you want to do when you fly from coast to coast is get fucking home.
It doesn't matter if you fly coast to coast or from San Francisco to LA. You just want to get home.
Totally. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you're at your nth
course.
degree of like, I cannot look at another person.
I have to pee. I'm sweating. I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm hot again. My bag is falling apart. All of the I didn't finish my sandwich. I'm not going to finish it tomorrow, but I spent $80 on a mozzarella, tomato, and basil sandwich. And now I have to at least bring it home to make myself feel like I'm getting my money's worth. And I just feel like there is such we have put people on the moon. Okay.
Have we?
Oh God.
My sister Lisa and I are really on the hunt for if we really went
this half of the podcast believes that we have. Okay.
Who took this photo?
This half of the podcast believes that we have. I'm just saying we need to do better with getting people to ride shares. Also, speaking of, because all I've been doing is, like I said, traveling on helplines, working and watching the Golden Bachelorette, which I'm literally salivating to get to. I did my first Waymo.
Oh.
And now I'm a Waymo member. Here's the rub. First of all, it's amazing. Love it. Never want to do anything else. The problem is their drivable area is very small. So I can't get them up to my house.
Oh, yeah.
And even if I could, like, you're in an amazing area. They don't drive to airports yet. I think airports are like, no. Like, we're not doing that.
No, yeah, I could understand that. We watched somebody the other day get a Waymo and they were outside and they couldn't figure out how to get into it. Right, Mike? What was it?
He couldn't figure it out. It was crazy. He just kept like showing his phone to the car and hoping something would happen, but nothing really happened.
Oh my God, that's really weird.
The car didn't do anything. It was crazy.
I know, it was very easy. Just opened the door and said, hey, it's me, and put on Sade radio, and away I went.
Like, I didn't realize it was a Waymo car, just like the angle that I was looking at it just looked like a regular car. So I literally thought I was watching somebody trying to break into someone's car. Because that's all you hear about is Los Angeles. Is like, how many times have your car gotten broken into? None. Like, I've lived here for over 20 years, never had any car issues.
All good there.
Anyway,
Consider
so we thought
lucky.
we were watching somebody like trying to, I did. And Mike probably fucking figured it out earlier. But yeah, that's what I thought I was witnessing. And I was like, cool. It's one of those LA moments I've been waiting to see. I've heard so much tell of this.
It's my turn now.
Yeah.
I get to have my story for dinner parties.
Let me video this. Maybe I'll go viral on TikTok.
Honestly, that wouldn't hurt us.
No, it really fucking That's how shitty this whole venture is. We're flying in the dark, no idea like what's at the end, no
Building
idea.
the plane while we're flying it in the dark.
Yeah, and then the plane is changing as we're flying, but we didn't know about that or the route. I don't even know what the analogy is to say it, but like it is the story of my life with figuring out just how to crack social media. Like I probably never will.
I was at a like game night, and this friend of mine is wearing this amazing Britney Spears legit tour jacket. Like it is someone who was on tour with B. Spears got this jacket. And I'm like, that's so fucking cool. How did you get that jacket? It just looked like vintage enough.
Yeah.
He's like, craziest story. I go to my garage to get in my car and it's not there. And I was like, well, that's weird because I parked it there last night when I came home from work. And he files a police report and it's weeks later. And all of a sudden the police call us and they were like, hey, this homeless guy like stole your car, has been squatting in it. And we found him and, you know, we're doing our thing with him, but we found your car and we can bring it back to you. And his friend, and he was like, yes, oh my God, please. I can't wait to get my car back. And so they bring it back. Like they're not taking anything out of it because they think all of it belongs to my friend. And when they bring it back to him, they're like, this is your car. And he's like, that's my car. But that's not my jacket. And I'm not going to tell you that because I'm a gay guy in WeHo and I want the fucking Britney Spears tour jacket. And he's like, it was almost worth getting my car stolen for because how would I ever get this jacket? And he wears it and it's a great story. And I just think, you know, everything's got a silver lining if you want to see that.
You're a straight guy and you find that jacket? Definitely wear it out. It was a
100%.
fucking brilliant like first meet. Like someone's going to come up to you for sure and go, what is this?
Hundy P. I just need to note that like the straight guy might need to be like talked into it by his friends. Be like, no, dude, it is cool. The gay guy is like, that's mine. I'm not saying dick about dick to the police as far as they're concerned. Yes, I was on tour with her.
Yeah.
I'm a backup dancer. It's mine. And thank you for delivering the car, officer. See you later.
That's totally true, actually.
Is it time?
From the Golden Bachelorette? Yeah. I don't want to hold you back any longer. You're like salivating.
Yeah, I have like the whole list of all the guys here. Hold on, I also have my notes. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. This is so good. I live for this version of The Bachelor and Bachelorette because I feel like there is and no shade to the younger kids, okay? But there's some real depth here. Like these guys and women have gone through shit. They've had children, built companies. They are widows and widowers. When these guys are talking about their wives that they've lost, I am a fucking mess. I am so deeply weeping because it's just so beautiful to hear specifically men talk about their sig other that way. And just how one of the guys was like, this was actually Kelsey's dad, who I'm so here for.
What is his name?
Mark. By the way, that's the best Starbucks meme I've ever seen. I told them my name was Mark with a K and the cup came out that said Clark.
It'll pop up again. It's just like the Listen Linda video.
I have to yell at you guys.
Listen, Linda.
Or the cat going, buongiorno. Like, I like it every time.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
Well, there are classics.
Yeah.
And they come around. It's like the look at the tree.
Ah, right. Look at the tree. Oh, look at the tree.
Who wants Bailey's?
Come on, help me clean up after the tree, please. Such a mess. I love that tree. It was a good tree. Bye, tree. It's cold.
I love that tree. That video every holiday season. It's so good. Anyway, point being, he was talking about how, you know, he's so grateful to be here, but it also might be hard for him because I know what a perfect relationship looks like. My wife was perfect. Our relationship was perfect. And she filled my heart completely. Mic drop. Like, to hear a man speak that way about their significant other, I just think the world needs more of it. It's so lovely. And I don't give a shit how produced the show is. Those moments of them. They're not feeding them the lines to talk about their wives. And if they are, then never tell me. Okay. Like there's certain things I don't need to know about. Like you could be an alien. I don't need to know that. You're my best friend. I love you. Like you love me. We're having a great time. I just don't need to know these things. So that makes me so incredibly crying, obsessed. And then I also just love, like, these guys are trying to be no one but themselves. The younger dudes, you can see like, oh, it's skinny jeans season again.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, everyone's got like a weird dippity do to their hair. Or like,
Yeah.
oh, men are wearing pearls now. Here for all of it. Do all of this. But with the grown men, no. You're not seeing Pascal, the French guy, I am obsessed with.
Obsessed.
On every, like Pascal's
I'm high
just
maintenance. I'm high maintenance. He's
I
said it like
give you
3 times.
when
He was like gonna elaborate on it, but then realized
exactly.
like,
You don't need to explain anything.
Yeah.
You're perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. I don't know how to say it in French. Just say it with a French accent. I just like, I'm living for all of their quirks and their
Yeah.
idiosyncrasies and how like I can't be on the top bunk because I got bad knees. I need
Yeah.
the bed by the door because I got a weak prostate and I wake up 6 times a night to pee. No one wants to sleep with me because I have untreated sleep apnea. Like, it's so good. One of my absolute favorites who I need to talk about for 18 hours. Jack is the guy from like Chicago who owns a catering company who made like brajol and
I think so.
Hold on.
But because there's another cook too, so I don't want to mix them
Jack.
up. Is Jack?
Jack comes in singing, I did it my way. So great to meet you. What's her name? Joan. Then Jack, first of all, I need a buddy comedy between Jack and is his name Jonathan? Hold on. Charles L., the retired financial analyst whose wife died from an aneurysm.
Oh, yeah.
He and Jack need a buddy comedy.
Yeah.
Like stat.
Yes.
Okay. Also, I need to, sorry, we're going so
No, I know.
deep into this.
Like I don't know their names. I just know
that's why I
the
have my cheat
things.
sheet.
I know. So I'm so glad that you have that. So I wanted to make sure that Jack was the guy because I
Yes.
have things to say about Jack
Yes.
that I'm like, is it really Jack? Though I do not want to give
No, it's
anyone
Jack.
else the credit.
No one else can get the credit for Jack but Jack. Jack was just so happy to be there. Jack does he of course cares about Joan, but he doesn't give a shit if he gets voted off night 1, night 2. He's doing cannonballs in the pool.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the most beautiful friggin' place I've ever been to.
Yeah.
He's got his Le Creuset in the kitchen. He's got his chef's coat on, throwing a towel. He's in the golden moment of his life.
Yes.
Nothing's ever been better. I need a golden bachelor in paradise. I need to start matchmaking for these people because Jack, and who's the broad from last year who became best friends with the other chick, and she's the one who married the two. She's got the short black hair.
I know who
She's
you're talking about. I did
ordained
not
minister.
watch that season.
Okay. She's an ordained minister from, I think, Pennsylvania. Her and Jack would burn the house down in the best way possible. I need to start setting these people up, and we need spin-offs. ABC, we need spin-offs, okay? I need a buddy comedy with Jack and Charles L. I think all of them are so goddamn adorable. When the garbage disposal goes out and Kim, the retired Navy ship captain or something like that, he's fixing it. Like, this is what's so great about older men. They know how to do shit.
Yeah.
So no offense to the 20-year-old guys. Love them. Okay. Can't live without you. But like, the average 20-year-old guy is not fixing your garbage disposal the way my dad is fixing a garbage disposal. And I respect that so deeply. I also respect how, like, in these older, whether you're talking about the Golden Bachelor or the Golden Bachelorette, all the annoying drama is just like, I'm keeping the main thing. Like, none of these older guys are saying this nonsense.
No, they didn't waste any time before they got here on like, how am I gonna like stand out? Like, well, they might have like, how am I gonna stand out to Joan? But like, everyone else that's 20 is figuring out how are they going to use this for their social media and like become an influencer and whatever. The Bachelor as is right now needs to be completely overhauled. Like, it's just time for a new.
No, it does. It definitely
setup.
needs an overhaul. And I feel like the authenticity that we're getting from the older crowd, I am so here for. when they're showing, and again, I don't care that it's produced. I know it's produced. I don't give a good goddamn.
No.
I love watching them watch the videos of their grandkids and they're all crying, or their kids. I love, who was it? I think it was, Bob, the chiropractor, when he was talking about, it's like now, because his daughter is a lesbian, he's like, it's Bob and 28 lesbians hanging out. I'm like, Bob, I'm in love with you. Like, I just love that nothing they're saying seems contrived. They just seem like, I'm here, I'm queer, I'm here for the right reasons. Let's do this, Joan. Like, I don't want to die alone. I'm on the back nine. Let's figure this shit out so we can go on a banging cruise one day.
Yeah.
And I love all of that. And I love how their conversations are better.
So much better. Every single thing about it is so much better. And like,
Yes.
one thing I want to decipher actually is that The Bachelorette needs a total overhaul. The Bachelor is still okay because it's all women there. And the women are always going to be, for the most part,
100%.
generally speaking, for the
Yes.
right reasons. The men have gotten to just, I don't know where you're finding these schmucks. Like, it's too much.
By the way, this is what we should be doing. This is what casting should be doing. They should be talking to the men on the Golden Bachelorette being like, do you have sons that are anything like you? Because you are a real diamond.
Or they should be bringing the guys from
Yes.
the Golden Bachelor in on the off season
Yes.
to
And
be like,
mentoring
what do you
these
even know
guys.
about this girl? What do you even like about her?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Like, next, what else? What else? Like,
Correct.
and really bring them back to like what the important things are, because these guys now have no idea what the fuck they're doing there.
I would agree with that.
And it's like the whole reason why it turned out the way that it did, because they were not there. It's so cheesy to say that the right reasons, but like
Kevin was not there for the right reason.
But
Okay.
any reason that does not have something to do with like how you're going to monetize this.
Marcus was there for
afterwards.
the right reasons.
Yes.
I stand by that. He just
No,
has like
absolutely.
inner
Yeah.
work that needs to be
Yeah.
done and healed and all the things.
Yeah.
But wait, before I forget, can we talk about when Carl gets voted off? He reprises his rendition of My Way.
Wait, I thought that I thought you said Jack sang My Way.
Yeah.
Wait, Carl sang My Way
Oh, sorry,
too?
sorry. Jack, I'm sorry. I'm getting my guys confused. Yes.
Hold on. Okay.
Oh, wait, did you not watch?
I didn't watch the
Oh,
very end. I like have 10 minutes left, and
Spoiler alert
because
to my
I got up
co-host.
to like go. I think I was burning something, so I was like, "Oh, I'll rewatch it." But then I thought, no way they were going to send Jack home early, because you know how they just always are keeping people on for entertainment purposes. Like, why would you pick him out of everyone?
It wasn't
to
a connection.
Go home.
Jack was sent home. I'm so sorry I did that to you.
No. I don't mind that.
So he gets voted off, and you know they walk out of the mansion, which he's like, "This is the best friggin' place I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's cavernous. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Can I just stay and cook for everyone? You know, I'm in catering." Like, he's so good. He's so good. You know, I say this all the time: stand for nothing, fall for anything.
Yeah.
So Jack stands for something. Okay. Carl leaves the mansion. He's doing his exit interview, and he's like, direct to camera, "This is all I want to tell you. I've lived. Whatever the lyrics are
Hold
for all
on,
of it."
wait. I'm confused again. Carl or Jack?
Oh, God, who's the caterer?
Show me a picture
Jack.
of Jack.
His name's Jack.
Okay.
Sorry. For everyone at home, I've only been talking about Jack. He's the only man in my heart right now.
Yeah.
He goes and sings the entire song again. So long. He's been singing it for so long that another guy gets voted off. And now he's trying to do his exit interview. We got a backup at, thank you. We have a backup at the end exit interview lane. But this is what I love. He doesn't come over and piss on his cornflakes. He throws his arm around him and starts singing with him. It can't get better. It doesn't get better. It's so good.
I was just thinking the last good Bachelorette was Hannah B's season
Yeah, she was good.
because the
No.
guys were buddies.
No, who was that black girl that was the Bachelorette that looked like a Barbie doll? She was a perfect specimen of a human, and she's still with her guy.
Shan
Picked the perfect guy for her.
Yeah.
They're still together. They seem really happy. She did an amazing job.
Charity.
Yeah. Thank you. Charity was amazing.
One thing about Jack, I listened to him on a podcast.
Oh, tell me everything. Spare no detail.
I mean, I'll send it to you because literally every line was gold. Like just everything that he's saying was fantastic. He had a a watch party for the first episode. You know, he's dated many women. And so he kept kind of referring to like an ex-girlfriend. Oh, I used to date a girl that, this girl that I used to date. And they were like, you seem like you had a lot of ex-girlfriends. He's like, yeah, I've had some ex-girlfriends. And he's like, but it seems like you're still talking to all of them. He's like, oh, I would say about a dozen of them were at the watch party. like that's how, like, he keeps in touch with all of his exes and they're all partying together.
Yes.
So
my kind of guy.
Like, you didn't need to tell me that, Jack. Like, had you just asked me, do you think that he keeps in touch? Yes, he's a KIT. 1,000%.
1,000%. You know why else he's great?
What?
Jack catered his own watch party without a shadow of a doubt.
I'm sure he did. The other great thing is that, and I think this would probably be for any of them, was that when it was ending, he was on Zoom from the thing. So when it ended, the podcast host would keep going, and then they go, "Oh, Jack, you still there?" He's like, "I can't figure out how to turn this thing off." And I think that went on for like 2 minutes. Oh no, I found it. I got it. And they're like, can still see you. He's like, oh man, okay. Like, it was just as good as like his stories was just watching this guy have no idea how to get off of a Zoom
I love
call.
him.
Yeah.
Bring Jack
How
back.
he even got on the Zoom is like, who
A
fucking
miracle.
knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, no, that's huge
No,
miracle.
his kid probably came in like before work to be like, Dad, I'm setting it up now, so don't touch anything.
Yeah.
And then when you got to get off, you just hit this button, but Jack didn't care because he was so excited he was doing a podcast that it just went in one ear out the other.
Yeah.
By the way, I love that when he cooked her a meal, he literally cooked her like a brontosaurus burger. It was so big. It was for someone who just finished an Ironman race.
Yeah.
Like, Jack is not dealing in small portions.
No.
It was just so on par, and I loved it.
I know.
There's one guy who is one of my favorites, Jonathan, the shipping consultant who
Not
says
another
he's-
shipping.
No, I actually believe him. He says he's 61. I'm going to need documentation. If this guy came on my TV and said he was 41, I would have been like, that checks out.
Is that the black guy?
Yeah, shaved head.
The one that
has
got
like the big
that got
tattoo.
prom king? The hottest one,
The
pretty much on the whole show.
Do you believe he's 61? I mean,
I was
do.
literally looking at him
but
when
I
I was watching it, going, "Did you fake
Your
it to
age?
make it?" Like, yeah. I
This
mean,
is why we're fucked. I'm going to look like a bag of balls.
I know. The only time I've ever thought, like, did they plan this out or is this produced or whatever, was his story about prom, about how, like, he got left at, like,
No, but
he
this
asked a
is-
girl and then said, like, and then she called me, like, 6 days before or something, and, like, she didn't want to go anymore. And I was like, that is the perfect fucking answer.
Correct.
You're obviously getting to be prom
But
king now.
I will say, I've liked him from Jump,
Yeah,
even before the
and
prom
he's the
story.
hottest one.
He is so good looking and in such incredible shape.
Yes.
Jesus.
That skin, what do you use? Like, I'm dying to try a new serum.
Just add it to the list.
Yeah.
When all of the guys are giving their background and, whether they were divorced or, there's one of the guys on here that I love named Keith. And his title is just Girl Dad.
Yeah.
And he says, I got divorced because my ex-wife, I think she was the one that was suffering from addiction really badly. So
Yeah.
he's been a single dad for the last 12 years. And just the heartfelt nature with which they're all just showing up to be there.
Yeah.
And so when Jonathan, the shipping consultant, when he was telling the story, it was so authentic. And then when he got prom king and he was crying, now I'm crying because I don't know. I feel like something not to be so corny, but I am so corny, so get used to it. I don't know. Hopefully life and living through a certain amount of years teaches you something where you do want to, even if this is some produced moment on some random TV show that somehow you stumbled onto. It's just so nice to see people having authentic, organic, emotional responses to things, especially dudes. And watching all of them cry, watching them get insecure and talk about it, or talk about like the one-on-one date, the guy she went to Disneyland with. What was his name?
Yeah.
Chalk? Chock?
Oh, there is a Chalk.
Yeah,
I couldn't
Chalk.
remember that was his name.
Yes, that's the one that she brought to Disneyland. That I could have ABC air their whole conversation. Give me a 4-hour dinner date. That's all I need to see. It was so, because his story was so, first of all, it was so similar to hers.
Yeah.
Both of their spouses had gotten sick and it happened really quickly, and they had to be the strong one, right? Like when someone's sick, you can't be weeping at their bedside every day. And I got to imagine that is not only brutal to live through, but when you meet someone else, just listening to them being so candid about how, oh my God, now we can talk about this together because you're part of a club that no one wants to be a part of, but we're both in it.
Yeah.
It was just so lovely to watch their conversation. And I also love hearing their life experience. Like I love how Chalk was married, didn't work out, had nothing bad to say about his ex-wife. He's just like, didn't work out, different people. We move on, wish her the best. And then he's like, and then I did meet the love of my life. And we were together for 9 years. And do I wish it was longer, but I am grateful for every second I had with her. Like that's the kind of shit I want to tune in to see on my television. Like I don't need keeping the main thing.
No, God, no, I'm so done.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Something else I don't need, and I just need to talk about this to the Bachelor hair, makeup, and wardrobe department. We are done with the hair extensions. I don't care if you are 22 or 62. Stop. I can't. This is actually my note just for humans worldwide. There are some hair extensions that are really good. If you got those, go on with your bad self. If you don't, like Joan's, and Joan is a beautiful woman. She has so much going for her. She's got the most banging bod on any 61-year-old I may have ever seen in my life. It's like her and Elle Macpherson, okay? These hair extensions are so bad.
Yeah.
And every outfit that she wears, it gets caught up in like the neck of like where it's getting zipped in the collar of the jacket. And all I'm seeing is this rat's nest of hair, and it's aging her.
Unless you've gotten them put in and you're literally spending like $2,000 to someone that's going to put like dope ones in and like do it all fucking perfect and spend 9 hours doing it for you.
And is a master at it.
But if you're just like throwing clip-ins here and there and not like making sure that like your color every month is like still the same color of your extensions, and they're not just ones that you bought on Amazon for $40 and like that's literally like Barbie's hair where if your curling iron stays on it for too long, like, oh, this is on fire.
Stay away from open flames.
Yeah.
I watch so many different reality TV shows, and a lot like that Mormon one. Okay. Every broad on the Mormon whatever show has hair extensions.
Except for one.
Except for that one. Yes.
The lead.
Yes.
What's her name?
I can't remember. No.
She's my favorite. I can't remember her name now. The reason the whole show exists. Probably. Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah. How crazy is it that her hair is all real?
Yes. But so it's like I'm watching a lot of these girls, and you can see whether it's a rat's nest in the back, or it's like all of your hair is shoulder length, yet your mermaid hair is down to your anus.
Yeah.
Like, how are you not seeing that? You wanted the hair extensions. You got to brush that shit every 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
That's how it's going to work for you.
And
that's
you have
the
to
only
keep
way.
them trimmed. I took mine into... I mean, I don't like wear them. I wear them when there's like a wedding, like where you just like want to do more with your hair. So you need more hair to do it. I spent a fucking fortune on them. And then I took mine to the stylist that I go to and had her tone them and do them exactly the stuff that she puts in my own hair, because I'm not, it's all I see on TV is these mismatched and nothing that's feathering. It's all like just streamers. My friend Melissa used to call them streamers.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So I just need them for everyone to stop with the hair extensions, or get someone who's the best. You have a budget. Get the best hair extension person in Los Angeles. I actually have their number. Like DM me. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. And they're all over TikTok too.
Right.
Like they're filming the whole thing now because everyone's filming everything.
Absolute artists who do this work.
Yes.
I'm here for their stuff. I'm not here for the bad ones. Also, this has been my problem with specifically The Bachelorette for years now. I want to say a good 8 to 9 years. I am so offended by the clothing choices that they are putting on these women. It is such terrible clothing choices. And you have the budget. let's get chic. Let's roll some Ralph Lauren up in this bitch. Like, let's get you dressed, honey. I don't feel like sparkle on everything. The jewelry is also awful. It's all this costume jewelry and nothing matches. You're wearing gold and silver, and it's not like gold and silver that actually matches. It's bad shit.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to do better here.
Yeah. I think it just depends like where the Bachelorette's from, like
no.
what she's used to every day. Like some people just think, no, this looks best on my figure. I need something really form fitting. I need something that's gonna like I pop in this color, and then I feel like they might choose these things because that's their own style at home. They need a better stylist that can say, let me explain something to you. And I don't think anyone's explaining.
But also, I don't think that it's like, no, you're now in the machine. You're not getting a choice. Like that blue Cinderella dress that they had on Joan at it has nothing to do with her age. No one should be wearing that.
Yeah.
That should be at the bottom of a landfill, not on a person's body. Like it's a horrible dress.
I know, and she's banging figure. Like she would look good in anything. Like it's one thing for people to be like, oh, I've always had my legs have always been my insecurity, or my like nothing on Joan.
Nothing.
I can't see.
I
anything.
want Joan's arms.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like let's help us help Joan.
Yeah.
So that really annoys me.
Do you think that Gary might pop in?
Absolutely. He's on one of the trailers.
But do you think that he might pop in as like how sometimes like they'll come back and they'll come in and be like, I'd like to actually join the guys we used to date. You know how there's always like somebody that's trying to like come into the show?
I think he's going to come in and give like, I walked so you could run. Like, here's my advice.
I hope so. I hope that he doesn't come in and be like, I just feel like we never really got our chance, because I will not like him anymore.
Same. Do you think that that's what's going to happen?
The way that he got engaged and then they just like weren't engaged anymore because like neither of them were willing to move.
Which is so insane.
Right. But I think that could easily happen again. Like that's one thing about being older, is that you think that they're going to be like, no, we know what's important. We just want a companion, yada, yada. I think that the longer you are on this earth, the more you are rooted in your ways and like where you live and like where your children are and whatever. I think it would be 10 times harder for these people to move near each other than it is for like the 20-year-olds too.
But don't you think, first of all, you retired, you can do 50-50. And do you think that they spoke about it and then reneged? Or they were in fantasy land the whole time and never
fantasy land. I don't think that they planned on it. But I loved what Joan said when they were like, are you worried about having to move? And she's like, I'm not worried about that at all. And I think every relationship is different. And I think that now like nobody needs to be together 24 hours a day. Like what'd she say? Let's meet up somewhere fabulous.
Yes.
Like that's great. Like when Paige DeSorbo was talking about her and Craig like living apart, and she's like, we're together 5 days a week or 4 days a week or something. It is an incredible thing to have like 2 days off to where you're just getting all of your shit together again and like sitting with your own thoughts and like no one to have to, not that anyone's having to make dinner, but like even if you're not making dinner, you're still like, oh, they're going to be hungry when they get, you're thinking of another person. You're being considerate of like, what are they going to want to do after they've worked all day? You know, all those things.
Sometimes it's just nice to do you, boo.
That's what I'm saying. So I love that she brought up the thing that nobody really ever talks about, that you do not have to, at this age, if you both have your established families and like your friends and like you're playing pickleball or you're playing tennis or whatever the fuck you're doing with your days and your buddies and your grandkids and whatever, like, great.
Just make it work. If you're two adults that can come to a rational agreement.
I totally agree too. I
think we are getting into this space as a society, or at least I hope we are, but relationships can look different.
Yeah.
You can be in a committed relationship at 60 whatever years old, and it's like, yeah, we split our time, and sometimes I'll spend a week here and he'll spend an extra week at home with his kids in Texas and I live in Maryland or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
We need more variety in relationships and how they look. I don't think clearly the standard monogamy of, two people living in a house forever, if that's what you guys both want, then yes, do it till the wheels fall off. But if that doesn't seem like it will bring you joy, then try something else.
Yeah. There's no rules.
Do you know what else I loved about Kelsey's dad? What's his name again? Chris?
Show me a photo of him because I can't remember which one
oh my
he
God,
is.
he's so cute. Are you kidding me?
No, I remember. Oh, okay, yeah.
He
okay.
is so good. He's adorable. I think he's sexy.
I don't know about that.
Okay, Mark, I think you're sexy.
Well, when you've got
Rude.
the prom king hanging around, like until he gets the boot, I don't have eyes for anyone. And Jack is gone. Like I'm almost like,
Why even watch
geez, that was really
without Jack there?
Yeah, unless he said something stupid because that's what his kids tell him sometimes.
I think it was probably when he was cannonballing into the pool, having more fun there than maybe talking to Joan. I think Joan's like, I'm good.
I know, but there was no one else you could send home like other than Jack. Like you must know I'm not going to be into, especially someone of her age would know. Like there's no way I'm interested in at least 5 other guys. Jack would have at least been like a fun guy to have around. Like,
Yes, but listen, and this is coming from someone who loves Jack deeply. Okay,
I'm questioning it.
I'm just telling you. I personally, I want to go do karaoke with Jack and sing my way. I want to do a fireball shot, and I don't even do fireball shots with Jack. I'll eat his brisket, and I'm a vegetarian. I don't want to go on a date with Jack.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
But the other stuff, like, let's just keep him around for commentary. Like, he's so good.
That's exactly what I'm saying is that I have a feeling there was at least 5 other guys that that she doesn't really want to go on a date with, would love to see them go first and had an extra couple weeks with Jack.
Honestly, he was
Because-
like having Rodney Dangerfield on the show.
Yes, exactly.
He was like, hey, I can't get any respect around.
Yeah, exactly. So one other thing.
A single bed. Oh. I love Jack.
My dad loved Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh my, so does my dad. My dad plays Rodney Dangerfield YouTube clips. I was just at my brother's wedding and I was sharing a room with my parents and my dad's literally watching old YouTube. My dad watches everything on YouTube except our show, which is awesome.
That's hilarious. He's a YouTuber. Like I understand these people that are just like, I don't watch things on YouTube. Like I don't.
My dad is like a 6-year-old at a restaurant.
Yeah.
He literally sits in the house with his iPad in front of him, headphones on, and watches YouTube all day.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, I can't get him to do anything. And I'm like, take the iPad away. He's like your kid. Like,
So much content. It's never ending. There's 60 million new videos a day.
One time, my nephew, my dad was doing something outside of, like, we were all at my parents' beach house. And my dad was doing something outside of Gianni's room. And Gianni was trying to sleep. And he comes out of his bedroom. He's like, Grandpa, I told you, I'm trying to sleep. Keep it down. And my dad's like, gee, I got to get something out of this closet. And he goes into my sister's room and he's like, Grandpa should be punished. No, because the way he used to refer to people is how they were related to you. So he wouldn't say Grandpa should be punished. He would go, you should punish your dad. I think you should take his iPad away. By the way, he wasn't wrong. Gee, I think we should take Dad's iPad away.
I think we should take everyone's iPad away.
I would call Gianni to talk with him. I'm like, hey, G, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just having dinner with your sister. I'm like, or your mom?
I love that.
But I thought it was very thoughtful that he'd be like, oh, G, what are you doing? Oh, I'm with your sister right now and your mom's going to pick me up. I'm like, you could just call Mom and Grandma. It's okay.
Yeah. So I feel like your dad probably says that all the time. Like your sister's calling your mother.
Yeah.
Go help your mother.
Totally.
I feel like he's probably learning that
100%.
from your dad.
Totally. Anyway, back to the Golden Bachelorette, because there's just a few things before we get off of it I want to tell you.
Yeah, like how Pascal fucking found a sucker to do his laundry.
$100 a load.
Is he really paying $100 a load? Like, is that's happening?
It's kind of amazing.
No, it's totally amazing. And he just seems like a guy that would know how to do laundry because he would probably be very specific on the handling of things.
No,
so
he
like
knows how
I
to
wouldn't
direct.
have pegged right. Okay, that definitely makes sense. But I wouldn't have pegged him for someone who had never done laundry before because he seems like someone who'd be like, don't touch that. I'll handle it myself, you know?
Yeah, and his handling it is like giving it to the dry cleaner.
Yeah.
Which I'm here for.
Totally.
Totally here for. These are the people that are my front runners, okay? Chalk came out swinging. He's the guy that had the Disneyland date.
Yeah.
I thought he was great.
I liked him just fine.
And I would have never picked Chalk. I just think they had a very good connection on that first date.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, let's keep our eyes on him.
Yeah.
Also, Dan was the guy who got the rose on the group date where they all had the talent show. and he has a tremor. I really enjoyed like their talk and how he just was like, look, I wish I didn't have the tremor, but I'm going to like laugh my way through it. And he's not a front runner from me, but I'm interested in who this human being is. Gary, the retired finance guy, who his grandson, who is the cutest thing ever. He lives in Palm Springs. He had the gold jacket on.
Yeah.
And he was dancing at prom.
Yeah.
I don't know how far he'll go, but I love him.
Yeah.
Like I need more of him in my life. Jonathan, he is a front runner for me.
Yeah, 1000%.
Jordan, you're never going to remember who he is. Senior sales executive, 61. There was something interesting about him. We don't need to belabor him. Keith, the girl dad, did not realize they would have such a connection.
Yeah.
Because he's got, and I say this with love in my heart, he's got like a little bit of a doofy thing to him.
Yeah.
Not that he's not smart and amazing. I just mean like, I didn't know if he was going to be, he seemed a little softer. And so I didn't know if he was going to have that like alpha thing that I think she likes.
Yeah.
Because she kept saying, I want to feel safe with a guy. So I didn't know if that, but he's really stepped up to the plate and has really surprised me. Kim, the retired Navy captain. I'm curious to see if he can let loose enough for her.
Me too.
Because she keeps saying like, I just want to have fun. I want to travel. I want to experience life, which I live for the fact that she's saying like this, my kids are raised. I've buried a husband. Like, I just want joy from here on out. Let's do this.
Yeah. But someone who wants to do that often needs someone who's going to remember the earbuds for the travel and you're not going to want to take that. You want like sometimes they need that person
100%.
so that they can be like, woo!
Woo!
Yeah,
Going on a cruise. Woo!
They can let their extensions down because someone's like handling the bags. It's
Correct.
like making sure that nothing gets lost.
But that person can be that person and can make you laugh.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if Kim can be that guy. Okay. I need to talk about the moment with her and Mark. When Mark, first of all, Mark was in the army, stationed in Germany, and learned German. I find that to be sexy. Not that German is the sexiest language. I just mean like the fact that he took it upon himself to learn another language while he was stationed somewhere. I feel like that just shows someone who's a doer, who's interested in life and other cultures. And to me, those are all really sexy traits.
No, totally. And that just shows that like all the free time that you had, like that's how you spent it.
Like you weren't out just trying to like pick up chicks.
Yeah, or like writing 7 love letters to 7 different girls.
Yes. He's like, no, Ügen, Hügen, Wienerblüten. And I was into it.
Yeah.
And then he asked the question in German, may I give you a kiss?
Yeah.
She said yes. And this was what lit me up like a fucking firecracker. After the kiss, when he was doing his interview, he just, because there's something about someone who's confident and not overly confident, but just like, I know what I know.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm good at whatever, whatever it is. And at the end of his confessional, he's like, it was a good kiss.
Yeah.
It was a good kiss. Like the kiss was there. And you just know she felt that, he felt that. And now the game has started. Like now we can play ball. Now something's interesting is happening. And I just think that they could go really fucking far. And mark this now. If they don't, he's got to be the next Golden Bachelor.
Mark. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with him. Did you not love that moment after they kissed and he was like, the kiss was good. Like, you're just not into him. So he's not memorable
I'm
to you.
still honestly getting over the news of Jack. And I don't know how long that
You're going to have to get over
mourning
it
for.
because we've got a whole season ahead of us.
I know, but now I just want to be like, is he going to start a podcast?
Is Jack going to start a podcast?
I mean, I just think sky's the limit for this guy now.
I mean, let me just
I feel
say
like
this.
the deals are going to be coming in. He's going to be like, I don't know what any of that means, but like,
Yes to-
I'm here
yes to it all.
yes to it all. Yeah.
I will sell diapers while doing a podcast, eating a hot dog. I will
If
sell
someone
every
could
product.
just hook up my computer,
Log me in and off every day. Yeah, I love him. But you're just going to have that love, that special love, and just hold on to that. And we're going to move forward with Mark and Kim and Jonathan, the shipping heir.
okay.
There's good guys. She's really good guys.
Yeah, I don't have a choice.
You don't. It's okay.
It's Joan's choice. Joan makes all the choices. She's so controlling.
Oh my God. Wait, every time Charles L says, Joan's in charge, Charles isn't in charge.
Does everyone love Charles though?
I think so.
I think he's a fan favorite.
How could
I'm
he
seeing
not
his
be?
name pop up everywhere.
How could he not be? One of the women I love who was on The Bachelor, she's the one who became best friends with the ordained minister. She was the funny one, and she got like all these opportunities after the show. Well deserved, because she actually is really funny. She was on Bethany Frankel's podcast, and Bethany was like, so what's up? Like after the show, have you met anyone? And she said, nobody. And that breaks my heart, because these are some solid people. We need to start connecting the dots.
Maybe she got some hair extensions. That seems to be all the rage.
No, she doesn't need them. She's better than a bad hair extension.
The phone isn't ringing.
I'll DM her.
Change your hair, change your life.
Change your hair, change your
Someone
life.
told me that. Who was that?
This guy.
But I do think that we might need to get on a phone call on the Thursdays or Fridays or whatever, because it's hard for me to remember everything a week later. We really
This is what
screwed the
happens when you
pooch.
smoke the dope. That's what my dad would say.
But I do not remember.
You haven't smoked this
anything.
new stuff, really?
No, but I mean,
But
I
you
have
don't
that. I
remember-
have that issue already.
Yeah.
But like, weed makes like really kicks it up a notch. I mean, I feel like I have some really great ideas, but then how great were they if you can't even remember them?
No, they could be great. You just can't remember them. I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive, is all I'm saying.
But I also feel like it's the age-old thing where like people think that they really cracked the code on something, and then like they read their journal the next day and they're like, "This is gibberish." Or like when you put in your notes like this great fucking idea that you heard, this great like.
But that could happen stoned or sober for
right?
me.
No, totally.
TBH.
Well, it's mostly when I'm super stoned, but in that moment, I'm like, "This is gonna change everything."
I've had those moments.
I am a little blown away by this Olivia Nuzzi and RFK debacle.
I'm not. There's cameras everywhere. Everything's being tracked. Like, do we really think in today's day and age, we're not going to find this stuff out? Now, couple that with you're a well-known journalist and this person's running for president of the United States.
With no hope at all. It's not like you thinking you have any kind of fantasy that you might be first lady.
Correct. Yeah. To just think that no one's going to find out about this.
I'm not talking about like the finding out about it. I just really fucking like Olivia Nuzzi. I've always really liked her, and I did not see her like, he is not attractive. I'm sorry, but that voice, I'm sorry. Cannot, and especially if your whole thing is like over FaceTime, like their whole relationship is like FaceTime sex. That's what page 6 says. And that they had some really incredible FaceTime sex. Like I could not, like I need just text sex if I'm doing with that. I don't want to hear.
No, his voice is really, it's tough.
He had to have like not really believed he was ever going to be president. Like nobody wants to listen to that. I'm sorry. It's all about good hairlines and good pitch. He also was like doing weird stuff with like,
He also's married.
I need to get home. I've got some horse in my freezer that's going to go bad. Like
I have a dead bear in my trunk that I just
Yeah.
need to drop off at Central Park. Like none of that is a panty dropper to me.
no, nothing
Even if he
about
was
him.
good looking, I don't know if there's a good looking enough man to make that scenario still let him be attractive to me.
No, it's all of these things. And I'm like, Olivia, you, I'm sure have been having to cover a lot of really powerful people. This guy ain't
No, I just
it.
really, I think on any given day, any given thing can happen. I really do.
No,
And
I agree, but I just, if she was going to do this and kind of compromise everything, because she's only 31 years old, which also could just be bad decision making.
I was just going to say, I think that actually explains more
that
than leaves
probably
more
explains
question
it.
marks.
But like, you could bang anyone.
Okay, but hold on. But she can't. Or she can, but she can't. Like, yes, I know that like young women probably have an easier time getting laid, but it's not like Leonardo DiCaprio's banging down
I don't
her
mean
door.
bang anyone like she's like Giselle, and I don't mean it in that way. I do think she's attractive, but I just mean like she's in a circle of many people.
She has a
to
great
have
choice.
these. Yeah, she
Got
doesn't need to like. I did not see this being the guy, but also makes me think like this guy clearly has something that like I don't see, and probably most of America doesn't see, but he is. Like this guy that's apparently had like a jillion conquests because he like keeps the list of them. He like has a diary of like all the women that he's boned.
Because that's what a 60-year-old man should be spending his time doing.
And also, I don't know Cheryl Hines, but I don't think it would be really easy for her to live her day-to-day life and be like, oh, I'm wearing this guy proudly on my sleeve, you know? And now I think that he's fucking humiliated her. And he's already endorsed Donald Trump. Like, I'm sure that was not easy for her to swallow. I'm sure it's just been like a painful thing all around that. I'm sure it's the same as, what's his name? JD Vance's wife. Like, you know that she used to work at like a super liberal law firm. And so she like had to leave her job to like do this and like has had to be a part of this entire debacle. One tip for Donald Trump, which you don't deserve, but you should fire him because that will put the spotlight back on you. And you love that. And I have been surprised for a guy who knows audiences and knows how to like cause a fucking bang. I am surprised that he hasn't fired JD Vance because the guy's bringing nothing for him. He's only causing
tanking
him problems.
him.
Yeah,
totally.
And all these texts just came out again where it shows him calling Trump Hitler. And I don't imagine Donald is like wanting to deal with.
Do you know what that reminds me of? It's like that time when Teresa Giudice and Joe Giudice are on the Napa Valley trip for Real Housewives of New Jersey. And he's literally on the mic being like, tell me more. What are you doing? It's my stupid bitch wife. She's such a cunt.
That was like the craziest thing that made me think, is this staged? Because that is some
he's just
dumb
that
ass
dumb.
shit.
That's what people forget. Sometimes people are just that.
Yeah. Christian Siriano says he doesn't dress Real Housewives because they don't pay.
Okay. I may or may not have firsthand information about someone, a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, no longer on the show, who was having that. My friend is a yoga teacher, and this person was taking private yoga classes from them, and getting her to pay was like pulling teeth. And it's just messed up. Who do you think you are?
It is delusional.
Yeah. And nobody loves a housewife more than this guy.
No, I know.
Okay.
He said that there's one that pays a lot. And he said everything she wears, even in her confessionals, all designer couture, everything's tailor-made, always pays. And Andy goes, oh, so then you do dress some housewives. And he goes, I dressed one and she's new. So it's almost like saying any minute now she's probably going to stop paying.
Oh my God. I got some really good new housewife tea. I just don't know if I can talk about it. It's so annoying. It's from my photographer.
It's from your photographer about
housewife stuff, because his wife was married to the new. I'll tell you off camera. We'll see if we can talk about it.
Sorry. Just one random statement that I'll make and then move on because I really don't know much about it. But like, I think that if you're going to be on the Housewives, I think going forward there should be a clause that you cannot sue your fucking fellow housewives.
Agreed.
Like, how do you expect these women to come on here and do anything authentic
Correct.
and say anything that they mean? And I mean, unless you're like taking swings at someone.
Well, I think are you talking about the Tamara of it all?
Yeah.
In Orange County? I think then there's got to be some ground rules as to like, if you are stating stuff that cannot factually, like we can't just have alternative facts everywhere. There has to be facts.
Yeah.
Like water makes things wet. Fire is hot. Okay. We
Yeah.
have to have some boundaries for whatever we're doing and agree upon them. So if you're saying you were raided by the FBI, we have to be able to back that up. You can't just be saying your husband's gay, you had an affair, you're stealing from your company, like all the stuff that they say. You've got to be able to, on some level, have facts.
If you say it on the show,
yes,
then I think it's the show's responsibility
Correct.
to cut it out. If they
Or
want to
to
say
pull
it
you
on a
off the show.
podcast, you can sue them. But if you are cameras up
Yes.
and you are throwing out those things, then like the show just needs to cut around it. And maybe because it's going to waste their time. So they need to either, 3 strikes you're out, or you have to pay a fine.
Yes.
You need $5,000 because that's how much we had to pay these camera guys to be there and we can't use this footage, or like whatever it is,
I totally agree with that. And I think the show needs to be a bit more responsible to say like, no, this person was raided by the FBI, then it's fair game. Because it's in the public, it's in public, like we all know it's public knowledge.
Yeah.
If that isn't the case and you're just slandering someone or talking about, hearsay, then it's like, okay, you get one warning.
Yeah.
The second time there's a fine, and the third time you're off the show.
Yeah.
No matter how good you are.
Yeah, because these ladies they do not want to get kicked
Can't talk
off
about
of this
kids.
show.
Yes. If someone has a business like Jen Shaw on Salt Lake City where she's scamming the elderly out of their retirement fund.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about it, because that's awful behavior.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand how this works. So explicit Sean Diddy Combs tape with an even more high profile celeb is being shopped around. I keep hearing about these tapes being shopped around. What does that mean? The last one that I heard was priced at like $50 million. If this is a tape, how would you ever know that like there's not a copy of it? Like, how could you ever
Yeah, I don't think you
guarantee that
can.
like, so why would anybody spend $50 million on digital content?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's like buying the people
Also-
that buy what are those things like the crypto thing? It's not crypto, but it's the other one.
NFT.
NFTs. Yeah.
I don't get it on any. Like I said, I've had people try to explain it to me, and I'm like, yep, still got nothing.
Yeah, I just took a screenshot. I own it too now.
Exactly. I don't understand the buying of the tape because, like you said, people can duplicate it so easily. Also, if you buy it, what's the point? Because blackmail's illegal. Are you that rich that you just want to see Sean and some massive name celebrity having sex so that you could tell your friends that you saw this? Like, quite frankly, the only people that need to have these tapes are law enforcement. And that's, listen, if it's
and
all
pray
consenting
that they're
adults,
actually not corrupt
government
law
officials, yes.
enforcement. Yeah.
And if they're all consenting adults, then no one but the adults need to have it. But that's not the way the story is being told.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so brutal.
I would love to know who this high profile celebrity is. I don't need to see the tape, but I would just like to know, like, who banging?
I bet you it's in that Kim Porter book.
It's not. We read it.
She named some pretty. Again.
Oh, I see. It's one of those people that were mentioned in there. Yeah, totally. No, but like, who in there is a higher profile than Puff
So
Daddy?
many of them.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I respect Puff Daddy, but like higher profile, like
100%.
profile is like a little bit different
Will
than
Smith
just
is
like.
higher profile than Puff Daddy.
Is he?
He's an Oscar award winner.
Does anyone
He's an
care about
international movie
Oscar?
star.
Like, when do
He's an
people?
international movie star. He can headline a movie. Puffy couldn't put out an album and sell it like on his own.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not sure if it. I'm not sure if like when I'm.
I think
when I'm saying
J-Lo's a bigger
profile,
star
I
than-
would think that high profile means that like everyone knows you. Like everyone
Fine,
knows
J-Lo.
Puff Daddy.
I think J-Lo is more famous than Puff Daddy.
I would say they're equal.
Or equal, but like she's more of a name. She's more relevant to me.
You could say she's clearly more talented, but you couldn't say that anybody knows her more than they know Puff Daddy. Like even just the
But
name.
don't you just
Puffy.
also think because she's also really like heavily known in Latin communities, like Puff Daddy
I'm
doesn't
sure
have.
he's known in Latin communities too. Like
No, like,
he's
she
Puff
has
Daddy.
Latin-
Again, I
she's-
hate this guy. I'm not like saying
Same.
like, oh, he's so. But I'm
And
just
by the
saying
way, I don't
like,
think that Jennifer Lopez is this person in this video. I'm just saying, like, if for
yeah.
sake of the conversation, she was married to Mark Anthony. She has a huge She's put out Latin albums. Oh, Jay-Z and Beyonce are more high profile than Puff
Oh
Daddy.
yeah, it's probably them.
I don't think I refuse to believe until someone gives me cold hard facts that they are a part of this. That I don't think Jennifer Lopez was part of a freak fest.
I mean, at the time, that time in her career, like I don't know. I think there's a lot of swingers out there that like we don't really like.
I'm
know
fine
about
with
and-
swingers. I feel like so much of what he did was with people against their will.
Oh yeah.
And I just don't think that was happening with J-Lo.
Okay, so there's one more attorney that's just come onto the scene who has been involved in like a handful of big cases that you would have heard of. I can't remember what they are in this moment, but this guy, his last name is Busby, which sounds funny. Totally sounds like an ambulance chaser that's like, I'm Tony Busby. I got 120 new clients. If you get nothing, we get nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
The day will come where we name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. But because of the nature of this case, we are going to make damn sure, he says twice, that we're right before we do it. And the names will shock you. Who are they? I bet you there are all the people in her book. Plus.
Let me just say this. If they are, then no one can question the validity of the authorship of her book.
No. And if they are, then everyone sucks. And way more people suck than we ever thought.
I'm standing by the fact that not everyone sucks,
Not everyone,
but a lot.
way
more than I was aware
we
of.
ever thought twice about.
By the way, you know who doesn't suck? You and me.
Yeah. We're just here to report the news.
Yeah, that's
From page 6.
I think that's taken.
Did you watch the Menendez brothers?
It's on my list.
Fucking gold. I did not watch the last episode because I know what happens in the last episode and I couldn't even take it.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle it. I'm starting to itch.
But now it is it's the age old thing. Hurt people, hurt people. And I don't even, probably won't even air this part because I do not want to insinuate that is your destiny at all. Clearly that is not your destiny if something like this happened to you. But like I can only imagine that this happened to Sean too. Like,
right.
You can't get there without that's just next level.
How about this? Even if he wasn't ever sexually abused, clearly violence was a language that was around him growing up just because he is a violent person that has been violent from jump.
Yeah.
You know, he talks about, just being in gangs and all that. Like that's.
And Cat Williams talks about how he said that Puffy has approached him multiple times, offered him $50 million. I don't know why $50 million is like the number that everybody goes to that's going to like blow someone's socks off.
For anyone listening, I'd be happy for you to offer me $50 million. Not for a freak
totally.
Off.
It just
or
is like, I feel like the
duplicitous,
last
but
3 numbers I've said have been 50 million. I don't know how they land on that. But he said that
number.
After he said no and would not do it, that like he did, like, I think he either had an attempt on his life or like got word that he was going to or whatever. Like Puff does not take no very nicely. But anyhow, just back to the Menendez brothers thing. The acting is fucking incredible. And I'm not a person that sits around and goes, oh, brilliant, brilliant. Like I'm blown away. I was on the edge of my seat. It's 4 in the fucking morning. I binged the whole thing except for the last episode. And there is one episode that is one take on one fucking character and he doesn't stop. Camera rolls the whole way through.
Oh no, I have to watch it.
You have to. And it's the youngest kid.
Okay. Say no more.
You will be like, did I blink and they switched yet? No.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah.
Okay. One take.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Blew me away.
The SFO airport, every airport in America should be modeled after it.
Okay.
Literally, you get, first of all, it's so clean. It's so nice. The bathrooms are luxurious. You get through security, and right after security, there's this multi-pronged water bottle fill station that's touchless, and the water comes out chilled.
Hold on, that's at...
No, it's not. It's warm water.
Oh, yeah, because I never do it, but I always just see it.
And it's got a little bit of a weird taste to it. I drink it. It's fine. And I'm happy to keep the plastic out of the landfills. But SFO has got it right as rain.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all I got.
It's a good thing you're going to watch this Menendez thing later. I basically deep dived Puffy for a week. And then on like the 7th day, watched 99% of the episodes of the Menendez brothers. And after that, you're like, I would only like to see my cats from this point on because everyone is disgusting and horrible and should die.
Well, there was that weird recording on, and I don't listen to The Breakfast Club, but I guess they surprised him. Did you see this clip with audio from, I want to say it was one of the Freak Fests?
Yeah, I've seen this.
When they're like, he's like, yeah, daddy, I like it when you do it like that. And they're like, who's daddy? What are you talking about? They surprised the bejesus out of him.
But he didn't look surprised. He handled it like a fucking pro. He was like, these parties are crazy, man. Like he totally blew it off in a way to me that makes me think everyone knows. He already knows everyone knows. Has been knowing, everyone been knowing. Because he was not like, wait, what? No, that's not. Like he was like, like gave it off like he's already had this conversation with Charlamagne. Which I don't take Charlamagne as a liar. I really don't. But I didn't take a lot of these people for what they are.
I think he was taken off guard. I think he looked surprised when he saw that. Like he didn't know what to say.
Well, what he said, chef's kiss, because I was like, well, you're pretty comfortable with this.
Yeah.
Which great. Cool. You should be comfortable with being gay, not
the
other
fucking
stuff. Rapist, molester.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
I know. I'm going to show you one of my favorite TikToks from this week.
Sweetheart, this is your reminder. We die at the end of this. Fuck them. Somebody mistreat you, don't know how to treat you. Fuck them. Family member don't know their role, don't know their place. Fuck them. People constantly being disrespectful to you. Fuck them. Them kids. Fuck them. We die at the end of this.
I love her.
Like, just a reminder, we die at the end of this.
I
It's
saw
almost as
something-
simple as like tomorrow's a new day. No, like at the end of this, we're all dying. So like, do whatever you want.
I saw something very similar to that this week, but not nearly as entertaining. And by the way,
She really
she's
nailed
right.
it.
Fuck 'em.
I know. The other one was just Martha Stewart, and I just like, I really want to have the confidence of Martha Stewart. I just like how she's able to be like, no, I think I did that brilliantly.
Or I love when she'll bring she'll be talking to someone and they'll bring someone up in a conversation, and this is a public person. She'll be like, oh, yeah, I always hated Tony Bennett. Or like, okay, Mark, okay,
No. Or she'll go, I have really great eyelashes, so I'd like to show them off.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
My body is amazing for 74.
And she doesn't start it by going, I mean, I hate my arms, but like I do have, like she doesn't, it's all just like,
do you know
why
what
wouldn't
Martha
I?
has? Martha has the confidence of a man, but in the body of a woman.
Yeah.
Do you know I was watching an Instagram post where the doctor said it was a gynecologist. She said the most popular sentence she hears in her office from every woman that comes in is, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, my legs aren't shaved. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm in between waxes. I'm sorry, I know I should have made this appointment a month ago. I'm so sorry, I was 3 minutes late. I'm so, like, we apologize for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not apologizing anymore.
I'm going to probably.
And
but
the-
it's just like a habit. It's almost like chewing my nails or like just like anything that I say kind of like on autopilot, like
Fuck
I'm just saying like it's not, it will be hard to change, not because I think I owe anyone sorries, but like when you've just kind of always like the first thing you do is go, you're coming from that place of like, I know, like that is a hard habit to kick if that's been sort of like
It is.
your mode of operation for your whole life.
But I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop doing it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. We don't need you.
Yeah. No.
We have enough members.
You do need me.
The
No one
the Sorry
apologizing.
Club doesn't need you. We've got a bajillion members, not just the
Oh no, that's
the
my
owner.
point.
I'm the client.
I'm not only a client, I'm the player president. I am the future of the I'm Sorry Club. It's called I'm taking over. It's called the Fuck 'em Club.
Yeah. We die at the end of this.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We
That's
did
all
it,
I
Joe.
have. We did it, Joe.
I'm never gonna stop saying that.
I also love it when there's just that one clip of her that always goes around that she goes, "Do not come.
Do not come. Do not come.
Like they sent her there to
Tough
do it. It's
position.
like that's all she had was
Do
not come.
Yeah.
Whatever. Maybe I'll start stitching things. I've never done it before, but maybe it might be my first.
Don't threaten me with a good
stitchery.
time.
Yeah.
Sorry, is that a bad idea? See what I did there? Yep. By the way, when I feel like I'm talking to the audience, do I change my...
I mean, you could do whatever.
it's our show.
That's why they pay us the no bucks.